everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Hayomide Fakwade, an 100-level student of the Lagos State University, the prestigious Department of Physics Education. In this video, we'll be discussing a very interesting topic, which is reflection and refraction of light. By the end of this video, you would have gotten a better understanding of light as an electromagnetic wave, the characteristics of light, the differences between ray of light and beam of light. Also, we'll be learning the types of beam, how we see objects, the categories of substances based on how light interacts with their molecules, the reflection of light and the types of reflection, and we'll also be looking at refraction. So sit back, let's enjoy the study of light together. There is a branch in physics, which is optics, that deals with light as an electromagnetic wave. So this electromagnetic wave could be geometric optics, wave optics, or modern quantum optics. So modern optics is also known as the quantum optics. So in subsequent slide, we'll be discussing each of these properties of light. In geometric optics, light is defined as a form of energy which consists of rays which move in straight line until it hits an interface. So in geometric optics, light moves or consists of rays which move in a straight line until it hits an interface. Wave optics defined light as an electromagnetic wave phenomenon unified with the theory of magnetism by Maxwell in the 1860s. So you might want to read further about that. Now we move to the modern or quantum optics. So in modern or quantum optics, light is defined as a wave and at the same time consists of particles. So without further ado, we move to the characteristics of light. Light is characterized by the following. The first one is light travels on a straight line. So light travels on a straight line unless it hits an interface. So that is one characteristics of light. Also, light itself is invisible, but makes things visible. You would agree with me that you cannot see light. It is invisible, but when it shines on an object, it makes it visible. So that is another characteristics of light. The speed of light in free space is 3 times 10 raised to power 8 meters per second. Then objects which produce light on their own are called luminous objects. We have examples like the sun, our light bulb, and so on and so forth. So we'll be moving to the rays and the beams of light. A ray of light is the straight path in which light travels. In vacuums or in uniform medium, ray is a straight line. It bends or curves if the medium is not uniform. But the beam of light is a group of rays of light emitted from a source. So a ray of light is a straight path, while the beam of light is the collision of different rays of light. We have 3 types of beam, and they are the parallel beam, the divergent beam, and the convergent beam. So from the word parallel, they move on a straight line without touching each other. So in subsequent slides, you are going to be seeing the pictorial representation of these types of beam. For the divergent beam, they move from a point and they are scattered to different locations, while for convergent beam, they converge from different locations to a point. Like I said, a parallel beam moves on a straight line without them touching each other. They just move parallel to each other, while the divergent beam, looking at this pictorial representation, they move from a point and they are scattered to different locations. Then the convergent beam, they come from different directions to meet at a particular point. So these are the 3 types of beam. You might be wondering that how do we see objects? Well, we see an object if the rays of light emitted by the object enters into our eyes. So when you view an object, the rays of light emitted by this object enter into our eyes, and the brain is able to explain what kind of object it is. Then you can ask me that, what about objects that are in the dark? How do we see them? You would agree with me, like I said earlier, that objects that illuminate or that bring forth light on their own, they are called luminous objects. But for objects that do not give light of their own, for example, let's say an animal, you won't be able to see an animal in the dark because there is no light shining on it. So any object that does not have the ability to illuminate the environment, it takes the light that shines from the atmosphere, from the environment. For example, when you take a light bulb to the direction of this animal, you're able to see this object because of the light emitted from this luminous object, which is your light bulb. Objects and substances are categorized based on how light interacts with their molecules. The first one we have is opaque objects. They absorb and or reflect all light. Light cannot get through it. So an opaque object, light cannot get through them. They absorb all the light or they reflect all the light. For transparent objects, they allow light to travel through in straight lines. So for transparent objects, light enters through them on a straight line. Another category of objects is translucent objects. They scatter light in all directions as it passes through. A good example is our atmosphere. It is translucent to visible light. So when sun comes from the space and then shines on our atmosphere scatters the light to different directions. Having laid this foundation, what is reflection? So reflection is the throwing back of light rays when it strikes an obstacle. So when light is moving towards a direction and it strikes an obstacle, reflection occurs. When light strikes a smooth or a plain surface like a mirror, the type of reflection that happens is the specular or regular reflection. But when light strikes a rough surface, the type of reflection that happens is called the diffuse reflection. This is a pictorial representation of specular or regular reflection. So this is what happens when light rays hit a plain surface and how they reflect. They reflect back the same way. But in diffuse reflection, when light rays hit a rough surface, it reflects in different directions. It is not parallel to each other the way they came, but it reflects in a scattered way. Now, refraction is the bending of light rays at an interface between two transparent optical media. It is the phenomenon of change in the path of a beam of light as it passes from one transparent medium to another. So, refraction is just basically the bending of light at an interface between two transparent optical media. For example, we have glass and water. So, when light rays hit the glass, by the time it comes out of the glass, it is going to be refracted. That means it's going to be bent. So the cause of refraction is change of speed of light as it goes from one transparent medium to another. In summary, we've been able to establish the concept of light as an electromagnetic wave, how we see objects, reflection and refraction of light. It has been a wonderful time learning briefly about the reflection and refraction of light. Thank you for staying with me till the end of this video. I hope you learned something. If you are yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel, kindly do so and click the notification bell so as to get notified when new videos are uploaded. In the next video, we'll discuss reflection and plane mirrors. Thank you and see you in the next video. Bye.